Western allies have lifted all restrictions on Ukraine's use of long-range weapons, according to German Chancellor Merz.
4 porn sites are the subject of a new investigation by the European Commission concerning child protection.
Hundreds of farmers descended to the Parliament building in Paris to support a controversial agricultural bill that has divided French lawmakers.
Western allies have lifted all restrictions on Ukraine's use of long-range weapons, according to German Chancellor Merz on Monday. Merz told media restrictions have been lifted on weapons supplied by Germany, the UK, France and the US. He stated that Ukraine can now defend itself, for example, by attacking military facilities in Russia. In the past, Ukraine received long-range missiles from the US, the UK and France, but was only allowed to use them against Russian military forces within occupied Ukrainian territories. Before Merz came into office, he signalled he would cancel his predecessor's ban on delivering Germany's Taurus cruise missiles, which are capable of striking targets at a range of 500 kilometers.
EU member states have grilled Hungary over the gay pride ban and the rule of law situation at the Article 7 hearing in Brussels. Hungary has lately banned the gay pride and plans to put more pressure on foreign-funded NGOs and media.
Es kann einem niemand hier vorwerfen, dass wir keine Geduld gehabt hätten, sodass wir uns natürlich jetzt auch irgendwann einmal Gedanken machen müssen, wie wir hier in medias res gehen. Es gibt hier vorbereitete Erklärungen und ich kann nur sagen, die Geduld der Kolleginnen und Kollegen schwindet von Tag zu Tag.
The Article 7 process against Hungary started in 2018 because of rule of law worries, and ultimately the EU could strip Hungary's voting rights away at the end of the process.
We have had 7 years, 7 hearings, and I will be very clear today that this cannot just continue unless we see a completely new attitude from the Hungarian side today. I think it's time that we consider the next steps, because this is getting pointless in continuing these hearings.
Hungary said the accusations are baseless and politically motivated.
A lényeg nem változott, ez az eljárás mindig a politikai hisztériakeltés és a politikai nyomásgyakorlás eszköze volt. Nincs ez másként ma sem. A magyar kormány ettől függetlenül ebben az eljárásban nyílt, őszinte párbeszédre törekszik.
During the meeting, 20 EU countries demanded in a joint declaration that Hungary reverse the gay pride ban.
Pornhub, StripChat, XNXX and X videos are the subject of a new investigation by the European Commission. The 4 sites potentially violated the Digital Services Act, the EU's online safety rulebook, concerning child protection. The Commission says the investigation will focus on risks to minors, including the apparent lack of effective age verification systems. The sites are accused of failing to implement appropriate tools to stop children from accessing pornographic content. The Commission claims the platforms lack safeguards to protect users from potential harm, including risks to their mental and physical health. Under the DSA, major tech and content platforms are required to better protect users in the EU, especially children. The Commission says it will also work with national regulators to ensure smaller adult platforms follow the same rules.
French farmers rallied in front of the Parliament on Monday in Paris to support a bill aimed at easing environmental regulations. Opposition lawmakers, mostly Greens and left-wing parties, filed more than 3,500 amendments in order to delay Monday's scheduled vote. One of the bill's most controversial parts is the reauthorization of pesticides, such as acetamiprid, banned in France since 2018. This pesticide is allowed in parts of the EU and considered essential by sugar beet and hazelnut producers. Young farmers say the current red tape is pushing their generation away from the land.
Les produits, on en a quelques-uns autorisés, donc on doit faire quelques choix. Mais sinon, le reste, on doit vraiment suivre à la lettre les réglementations. Donc je pense que c'est très compliqué. Et donc pour l'avenir, ça devient compliqué. Il y a de moins en moins d'exploitation, les jeunes veulent plus s'installer.
Parce qu'aujourd'hui, toutes les solutions qu'on a pour produire, pour réussir à mener nos cultures à bien jusqu'au bout, on nous les retire petit à petit. De plus, on a toujours des contraintes administratives qui s'ajoutent sur notre activité. Pour maintenir les niveaux de production qu'on a, non, il n'y a pas d'alternative aujourd'hui qui marche. Donc il faut arrêter de raconter des bêtises à tout le monde. Il n'y a pas d'alternative, sinon on les utiliserait.
But the bill has raised concerns among environmentalists due to the pesticide's harmful impact on bees and potential health risks to humans.
Si on laisse voter ce type de loi, c'est un signal inverse. C'est-à-dire que là, on repart, on ouvre les portes avec plus d'utilisation de produits qui, immanquablement, on sait qu'ils sont dangereux pour le vivant.
In a dramatic move, the center-right and far-right parties joined forces to pass a motion rejecting the debate of the bill altogether. The proposal now moves to a joint committee of 7 senators and 7 MPs, most of them supportive of the farmers' demands. In retaliation, left-wing lawmakers have announced plans to table a no-confidence vote against the government that will be examined on Wednesday evening.
A man was arrested in Liverpool after plowing his vehicle into a crowd of Liverpool Football Club fans during a celebratory parade. Scores of people were out on the streets to celebrate their city's Premier League championship. Liverpool Football Club organized an open-top bus parade in the city to showcase the club's record-tying 20th top flight title. But the shouts of joy quickly turned into shrieks of terror after the car ramming injured dozens of people. Local police investigative units say the incident was isolated and have ruled out terrorism as a potential motive.
Extensive inquiries are ongoing to establish the circumstances leading up to the collision, and it is vital that people do not speculate or spread misinformation on social media. What I can tell you is that we believe this to be an isolated incident, and we are not currently looking for anyone else in relation to it. The incident is not being treated as terrorism.
The suspect in question is a 53-year-old white British man from Liverpool. Health officials say 45 people were injured in the incident, including 4 children. At least 2 of the injured sustained critical wounds and were transferred among more than 24 others to receive professional care at medical facilities. Police also say some 20 others were treated on site by ambulance units for minor injuries.
The Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, or GHF, a new aid distribution system in Gaza, opened its first hubs on Monday, according to the organization. It is taking over the handling of aid from other international organizations, such as the UN, which has criticized the new body as ineffective. The US-registered non-profit says it aims to distribute aid via hubs secured by private contractors. A letter released by the foundation, whose financial backers have not been revealed, says it aims to provide direct assistance by bypassing traditional aid models. On Monday, the organization's executive director, Jake Wood, resigned, citing concerns over its independence and impartiality. Aid groups have said the NGO violates humanitarian principles that prevent a warring party from overseeing humanitarian aid control. Israel has insisted it will not be directly involved, but would provide security and support for the plan. Netanyahu's government has recently found itself under increased pressure from allies following its 3-month aid blockade of Gaza.
U.S. President Donald Trump honored fallen U.S. soldiers with a ceremony at the Arlington National Cemetery on Memorial Day. The ceremony started with a wreath laying at the tomb of the unknown soldier, a somber tradition for U.S. presidents. He was then joined by Vice President J.D. Vance and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth for a salute to commemorate the efforts and sacrifices of the U.S. service members.
America's best and America's bravest have fought, bled, and died so that we could pick up the torch of liberty, raise it high, 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 and carry it onward to places they could never have dreamed of before. Today we honor their memory.
Trump told the stories of some of the troops and invited their relatives and family to share their messages and remembrances. But the address quickly turned political as the U.S. president took a jab at his predecessor, Joe Biden.
Their valor gave us the freest, greatest, and most noble republic ever to exist on the face of the earth, a republic that I am fixing after a long and hard 4 years. That was a hard 4 years we went through. Who would let that happen? People pouring through our borders unchecked.
European Parliament President Roberta Metsola also commemorated the occasion. In a post on X, Metsola acknowledged the soldiers' efforts which led to continued peace and freedom in Europe and expressed her gratitude for their sacrifice.